What's up, teams? It's your commissioner here with the week 3 recap. Oh yes, we have Zoe here, and she is sporting her other Gators apparel jersey. She's really excited that we beat Mississippi State yesterday, silenced those cowbells. Go Gators! All right, thanks for coming out, Zoe. Oh, see your Brett? It's orange. Gator orange, yeah. All right. So, week 3 is past us now, so I have that update for you. And kind of a long recap, so a lot of information to cover. So I'm gonna get started right away. We'll get that primetime music started. All right, so this week's points leader is Dropping Deuces with 146 points. He is now undefeated at 3-0, and the only team that's undefeated at this point. Pretty much his mini Saints team is really paying off for him. Let's see, this week Drew Brees had 42 points, Alvin Kamara had 23 points, Michael Thomas had 16 points. Those 3 alone totaled 81 points. So that's pretty amazing. And then you add another 65 points from the remaining of his 6 starters, and that'll get you 146 points, which is pretty awesome, actually. You get points like that, you're almost guaranteed a W. You know, he's having a really great season, so teams beware. He is a team to be reckoned with, and he's a serious contender for the Vader. And he thinks so too, because there's a video, and I will show it to you in a little bit, but of him showing that he is ready for the Vader. So congrats to you, sir. That earns you $10 to you. All right, other winners this week. Camel Toe Killer with 124 points. Nothing in Life is Free Man with 111 points. Jolly Bee with 89 points. Deadpooling with 87 points. And Pretzels in Your Stomach also with 87 points. Congratulations, teams. All right, so this week's scoring leaders. For number 1, it was a tie. Both quarterbacks. So we have Drew Brees with, once again, 42 points from Team Dropping Deuces, and Matt Ryan also with 42 points from Team Nothing is Free Man. Number 2 should have been Calvin Ridley, who had an awesome week with 36 points, but he sat on 904 Nets bench, so can't count him. So the number 2 person is Cam Newton with 30 points from from the Bonecracker. And then number 3 is Big Ben with 28 points from Pretzels in Your Expand in Your Stomach. So that is our recap for this week. Look at that, music stopped right on time. All right, so I know there's the video that Dropping Deuces I have that just proves that he is ready for the Vader. Let me show that to you now. Here you go. Okay, so he's obviously confident. So let's see if we can take him down. All right. So that brings us to the very famous, come on, man, not so top 3.
Purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, this week's Come On Man list is going to be pretty straightforward. Calling out everybody who's 0-3. So, at number 3, not a surprise, but never see it coming. Well, maybe it is a surprise because he's defending champ, but I don't think many people thought he would be 0-3 at this point. But he is, and believe it or not, he's actually having a good scoring season. Let's see, week 1 he had 95 points, week 2 91, and then this last week 92 points. Those are decent scores. But it's it's just a little bit unlucky that his matchups have been better than him, and so call that bad luck or not, or maybe it's just all the other teams stepping up because they don't want to see him three-peat, which I can respect. We just can't have you three-peat, my man. It just can't happen. So everybody's just doing their part to try to make sure that doesn't. So just for the mere fact that you're defending champ, you're sitting at 0-3 for the season. You have a chance to maybe get a win this week. We'll see. But for the most part, not having a good season, not the way you expected, I'm sure. But there's still time. But in the meantime, you'll get a come on, man. All right, at number 2, calling out the Bonecracker. Also because you are 0-3. You should have by all means won this week against Deadpooling. All you needed was 9 points to beat him. And you pretty much left 64 points on your bench. And, it also didn't help you that Kenyon Drake, who you acquired in a trade from me, you started him and he got your goose egg. Hey, there's no returns, my man. He's yours. So you wanted him, you got him. All right. And then who else? Latavius Murray. He only got you 4 points. So for the most part, your running back situation is not doing you any favors. It's not getting you in the win column. And you're not having a good season either. And for the mere fact that you're also 0-3, you get a come on, man. All right, and then at number 3, definitely not a surprise, is team Do Not Fear Me. You are basically sucking in every aspect of fantasy football. Let's see, 61 points, of course, in week 3. Let's put it this way. If you took all of your starting lineup and your bench, took all those points, you still would not have won. So that's pathetic. I also noticed that on your bench you have Des Bryant. Really? Des Bryant? He ain't coming in to the league. They want him back, but he's not going to come in. He's probably not even in shape to play. So he's sitting there on your bench, not getting you any points. You're probably high on the waiver wire to get a good player, and you let him sit on there. Drop him. Pick up somebody on the waiver wire who can at least get you points. I can't even say this, but it's pretty much neglect. And honestly, it might be time for you to just give the helm back to Sandra, because I think you did better when Sandra was picking your team and everything. So it might be time for Team Sandra. What? Did you hear that? Team Sandra. Oh, I think there's a chance of Team Sandra. All right, man. Well, 0-3. You get a come on, man. All right. I do have 2 unhonorable mentions. One is actually Team 904net. Because, and not really a team, but his players. So his wide receivers, all of them in his starting lineup, and his tight end failed him. So check this out. Check out these names. Stephon Diggs, great player, 1 point. Tyreek Hill, another great player, 5 points. Nelson Aguilar, great receiver, 2 points. Evan Ingram, really good tight end, starting to really make his name. 1 point. So 8 points combined from those players. Man, that sucks. They let you down. You also had Calvin Ridley, wide receiver from Atlanta, on your bench. He had a weak 36 points. And Vance McDonald also had a day with 20 points. And I'm going to circle back to that Vance McDonald, but we'll finish out with this unhonorable mention. So if you had started either Calvin Ridley or Vance McDonald, you'd be sitting pretty at 3-0 with dropping deuces. But because your players that should have caught you a win, you get a... All right. And then circling back to that Vance McDonald thingy, another unhonorable mention, I have to call out Chris Conti. He's the defensive back who was pretty much victimized by Vance McDonald. He was a victim of a textbook stiff arm, and that allowed Vance McDonald to have a 75-yard run and take it to the house. I will show you the video. If you didn't catch this, you gotta see it. It's amazing because he just kind of treats Chris Conti like a rag doll. Here's the video. Anyways,
he just ran over Chris Conti. Watch him right here. McDonald, he's uncovered. He's on the backside. He's got that little corner route. What a stiff arm. Now, they've been waiting for him to get going. He's had an injury. Look at that. Right there. Throws him out of the club. Conti, the veteran.
yeah, so that's the video, and that's Vance McDonald's stiff arm. All right, so that is it for week 3. I do have some matchups to highlight for week 4. So I'm going to highlight dropping deuces, of course, because he's 3-0, and he is taking on Camel Toe Killer, who is 2-1. We'll see if Camel Toe Killer can stop his run of 3 wins. So we'll see about that. And then just because Never See It Coming 0-3 versus Do Not Fear Me at 0-3. Somebody's going to get a win, so just interested to see who might actually get that win. So those are the matchups, and now that I've highlighted the matchups, it's time for Zoe Picks. Yeah! All right, Zoe Picks, here we go. All right, this is Zoe Picks. So our first matchup, Dropping Deuces versus Camel Toe. Let's see who she picks. Oh, Camel Toe with the upset. Okay, matchup number 2. We got the Battle of the Unwinning. We have Never See It Coming to the left and Do Not Fear Me to the right. Let's see who's actually going to get their first win. All right, Zoe, go get it. Do Not Fear Me does not want the champ to win. All right, there you go. Zoe picks Camel Toe Killer and Do Not Fear Me. So there it is. That's our recap for week 3. Good luck to you in week 4. Don't forget there's a couple of teams that are on bye week, so don't start anybody who's on a bye week. And I know the waiver wire is thin and slim pickings, but you never know. There still could be some people out there that have potential of being good towards the middle to later part of the season, so you might want to get them early. Do your research. All right, this is your commissioner. I am out. Deuces.